He goes mad for those ads, he's got a Trailer Jones.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Trailer Jones. I have Michael Huber and Ian Hank on the show for the first time. I did not produce an episode for the month of October. I totally wanted to do some awesome Halloween thing, you know, like have it go right up on October. Yeah. Totally ran out of time at the end of the month. Completely forgot to put that, jam that into the schedule.
Red Dead really derailed all of your and my Halloween plans.
Derailed for the whole month. I was just straight cowboy, mindset the entire time. So we're not going to get into scary stuff. These trailers are somewhat recent, but that means you will get another episode of Trailer Jones for the month of November. Today we are going to be looking at the World of Light trailer from Super Smash Bros., the official live-action trailer for Hitman 2, and the Joker Harley Quinn trailer for PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds.
Don't let a single one get away.
Okay, kicking it off with the game that you are not a huge fan of, Ian Hank. So I'm really excited. And I can imagine some people are frustrated because if you followed the show, we don't get around to talking about a lot of trailers. We only have one episode a month, 3 trailers per episode. We talk about Smash a lot. Yeah. So I can imagine there's a lot of people listening that are like, Smash again. Not only a lot of trailers, a lot of excellent trailers. This is kind of the cherry on the sundae. I was not planning to show the trailer of, technically, some people are calling it the World of Light trailer. The tough thing about direct stuff is the trailers are clearly established. This is a trailer for this adventure mode in this game, but Nintendo's never going to release it on its own. It's all a part of the direct. You're supposed to take the direct as one big piece. I am separating this piece of media to talk about it directly. And the reason why is because almost every Nintendo character ever created gets eviscerated before our very eyes.
Yeah. Not only Nintendo characters, too.
And just, I just think there's so many great moments that are in all of Smash trailers, and I think they do it again, and in a way I actually have never seen before for this franchise, and I think it's fascinating. And I'm actually going to start with you, Mr. Michael Huber. What did you emotionally, you just watched this for the first time, right?
It is beyond epic, because one of my favorite things, like what I love so much about like Infinity War or something, is like seeing all the cool characters come in and use their special abilities.
Right. Yeah.
A cosmic force is coming that is so powerful that all these characters are using their special abilities. Sonic is sprinting away. The fastest character sprinting away.
Or is he?
Gets eviscerated.
Do you see what he does, though? But before he gets eviscerated, he reaches out for Pikachu.
Yeah, reaches out like, come on,
he's
Pikachu.
Like, come on, man. Yeah. And then realizes, like, I can't. Like, Pikachu gets nabbed right before he does, and he's like, can't do it. And then
I just got Bayonetta's turning into bats. Oh, my God. Snake is trying to stealth it.
That
and just
part is hilarious.
It
just holds on the box forever.
Just seeing all of these
Inklings using their paint to go down.
But then you see the rocks just
it just destroys the ground.
Just so
who's the character who has the foresight? Is that Pit who sees it coming? Or
think,
Marsh?
No. I think that is
Shulk?
I think that's Fire Emblem, right?
It was Xenoblade, I think.
Xenoblade.
Okay,
well, it's funny that they
when you get into Xenoblade Fire Emblem territory, that's
we need Ben on that.
It's weird to me that they have him have this premonition 10 seconds before it fails. And at first I was like, why did they bother doing that? And I think it actually is awesome because it gives you just that little bit of hope that they can get away.
Yeah.
And then they just don't.
And I'm sure is a representation of Shulk's abilities.
Right.
Like we get a little sense of I love that you see the characters that can withstand it. I think it's one of my favorite things. Is like you see Link takes a couple hits. The hero shield manages to deflect it a little bit. I like their little tricks. I love that Falco takes off. Falco's I'm out of here. So I just love the different moments, and I think they're all reflected really well in the characters. And I was surprised that whenever they did announce this, that it was going to come out with something so epic. Also, speaking of epic, voice acting. We hear several characters talking to each other.
Yeah.
And I think that's really unique. I don't know if I have not done a lot of story-based content in the Smash Brothers games before. I don't know if that's something that we're used to.
Yeah, I wonder if because of like Breath of the Wild having VO, if this is kind of them like continuing that.
Or if we're going to get more of that. I just think that's a very deliberate decision. That's not, we just had this VO lying around, to try to pick what characters are going to talk, who they're going to talk to, who is it worth us actually getting the voice acting. Who did voice Zelda? Is that the same as the actress who was in Breath of the Wild? Or But just that setup, and on top of it all, I think we see a really cool game too. You know, it's not just this epic introduction, but we get a really great montage of gameplay. We get lyrics finally. If we've heard that before, apologies. This is the first time I heard it. But lyrics attached to this song that we have heard.
Pretty
in
clearly
some of the other Smash
translated
trailers.
from Japanese.
Yeah.
Very funny lyrics.
Super cheerful, and I think that it's something that the whole franchise juggles with its advertising, but this trailer specifically, it's hilarious. The bit with Snake in the box is so funny, but it's at the same time, you like when I watch this trailer, you know, for the third or fourth time, when Kirby's like making it out at the end, you're like, Kirby, go!
So good.
You know? And
Kirby,
just
dude.
dropping at the end there, and just looking out like, okay, I gotta start all over again.
I love the beginning. Yeah, when they have the lines, when one of them says, Martha, I think that might be, whatever. I'm not clear on who everyone is exactly, obviously, but when that guy says, okay, we just have to each take out about 10.
Yeah.
And I just love, and then Zelda's like, just keep your wits about you or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, yeah, I love that they're just like strategizing this battle that they're about to do, and then they, of course, get eviscerated. But I just love that they're talking to each other, like you said. It's so epic.
And brief little, I think, a bit of a tease in the introduction of Smash, which began with the Splatoon characters who look out at everyone else who is decidedly pissed off.
Right.
And they're like, oh,
Red
there's the
eyes.
big logo on fire, and they're all, you know, like clearly like aggressive. And we kind of poked fun at that because we're like, yeah, it's Smash. We want all these characters to beat each other up. There's a little more going on there.
Yes.
I think that they were teasing.
They have raised the stakes considerably. They're at an all-time high for Super Smash Brothers, and I never would have expected it. That's why all the lead up and the build up with people just getting killed, like the Ridley trailer.
Yeah.
They've taken this to another level that I never knew I wanted, and here we are.
And I think you mentioned earlier that I'm not the hugest Smash fan, and like that's largely because I'm not typically great at fighting games anyway, and Smash has just always felt sluggish and strange to me. It's just never clicked for me personally. But I think as an advertisement, as an ad for a game, for a product, I think
Like an RPG.
This is highly effective because this has me super interested, really into the story and the idea of this. I'm looking forward to going through this campaign.
Yeah.
Like it like sold me. I was going to buy the game anyway just because of our job, and I need to get good at it, or I'm going to just be angry during streams for the rest of my life. But like, this has me really excited for an aspect of this game, and it looks. And also, Kirby's just such a
Kirby
hero.
busting out of
He's
there
such
when
a hero.
when Kirby crash landed in like the rock area. I thought
my God.
seriously for a second I thought it was the Keyblade graveyard,
Right.
And I thought we were getting like some Kingdom Hearts thing.
the little synapses in your mind.
But Kirby's always been a superstar for me in Smash Brothers.
Okay.
Two of my favorite Kirby moments when we got it on the Wii. I can't remember. There was one Super Smash Brothers trailer for one of the versions where everyone got redone, where they like literally electricity like came over the characters, and you were like, "Whoa!" And it was like, Mario looks so good now. Link looks so good now. And it happened to like, Kirby, and he was like. It's like
looks
you
the
can't,
same.
doesn't matter. Like the texture of Kirby, like how are you going to prove that? And there was another montage I saw one time where it was like it was the same kind of thing where they introduced all the biggest characters, and it's like Mario, and he's got the fireball, and like Samus, and she's like dodging and shoots, and it's like Kirby, and Kirby's just lying in grass, like. That was Kirby's action shot.
Yeah.
That's like Kirby in his element doing his
Sweetie
thing.
pie. But wait, I have an important question.
Sure.
Does this mean Kirby is canonically the fastest of all of these
Star,
characters, or did he just get lucky?
Well, I mean, if you really want to get into lore, he might also be the biggest coward because, like,
He ran first.
When literally, like, you know, like Shulk was like, "Whoa!" Like, was Kirby way ahead of him?
Kirby's
I
like,
am
"See you
out."
guys.
That's what I love with Falco. Like Falco,
Right.
you see Captain Falcon trying to get
Yeah,
into the
yeah.
ship and gets nailed, whereas Falco immediately was like,
Yeah.
"Screw you." So you can kind of see what people would team up. We Fit Trainer and a couple people
Yeah,
are like,
just doing
you know,
puzzles.
just like,
Yeah,
I'm
Kirby
going to go
on the
out doing
front
what I
lines.
believe in.
Kirby probably just running he I guess saw the master hands at all. It was just like, I'm out of here.
Bowser just like
Oh no, he's right there. He's front lines.
Bowser 1-1
He's in the front in the beginning
trying
of the
to just
trailer.
like breathe fire at the beam.
Yeah.
He's just
Oh,
standing
yeah, yeah.
there. It's like
Well,
bring it
Next to
on.
Charizard.
And that's the Charizard. Yeah, they all the fire breathers
Yeah.
go at the same time.
So epic, dude.
We just like looking back at the beginning of this though, Kirby is in the front lines. So who
For now.
knows? Yeah, I mean, off camera for a while, he could be running during the off camera parts.
No, I just think he has like mobility in the skies.
Good dodge.
Yeah, he can inherently fly. Not all these people can, and it's interesting. You actually see those people that can fly. You see Pitt, like whoa,
right?
So he actually does have a structure, a flying device. You know, the star that he can use. It's hilarious to really get in. What is happening here? What are these beams made out of?
That's the best.
It invites it.
If we're if I can foresee that this is the last Smash Brothers trailer that we will be talking about for a considerable amount of time on this show.
If they keep
apologies to
dropping hot
people
fire, though.
that are not big fans of this franchise or their marketing.
Don't say that because new character trailers.
No, I know.
For the DLC,
yeah.
and those are going to be epic.
But even
That's
then,
next
like, I just, we got to move on. I want to
There'll
talk
be a
about other
launch
pieces
trailer.
of media. But I think what they do is exceptional. I think this is just so bizarre and crazy. Like, not only just for franchises in general to see something like this happen, but specifically for Smash. I was just really surprised that they were going to like tug at my heartstrings and show these characters in a way that I hadn't seen them before.
There have been story modes before in Smash.
Oh yeah.
Okay. I can't remember what the other one was called.
Emissary is the last spaceship emissary.
Subspace
Emissary was a big, some say a hit, some say miss. But even at the time, I don't think it was advertised. I remember Meta Knight was a big factor of it. But panning out to look at the galaxy.
The whole galaxy being destroyed.
Also, like, how do you top that?
Right. And also, is that the galaxy being obliterated? Or, like, did Kirby, like, slip into a new dimension or something?
We'll find out in early December. But for now, we got a 100-point scale, Ian.
Oh,
We're going back to the old days.
Oh, no.
And I, 9.6, baby. I think the difference between the beginning of the trailer and the end when the music track comes in is like a little jarring.
Sure.
Which is why I don't know if I could go perfect for me. But
also, the music is, I mean, like, it's super cheerful and very on brand, but it is almost too, like, huge of a tone shift.
Yeah. Oh, and the other thing too for me is because I think about music selection a lot. When somebody picks a piece of music, it's like, what were you obligated to? And in this case, they are. It is the theme of Smash, and so it's not
okay.
Let's pick the perfect track for this moment. It's like, and now we're gonna
That's the
that
theme
with
of
lyrics.
Smash?
Oh,
You're right. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of the franchise.
I mean, that's
so I don't know.
That's as much as I know. Which again, if people have we heard this with lyrics months ago, Jones. Like, I don't know. This is the first time I heard it. What do you think, Huber?
I'm going with the game trailers 10, the 9.8.
Highest possible score.
Yeah. 9.8, absolutely loved it. This is what I want from a trailer. Like, this crazy CG, like, short film, and then you get to see the game. It's like my ideal scenario.
This overworld that's styled nothing like
overworld
nothing else
map,
we've seen so
The
far.
only reason I'm not giving it a 10 is because I think the overworld stuff goes on for like 10 seconds too long.
Cool.
The minus nitpick.
Yep.
So.
I guess just to fill out the little grouping, I'll do 9.7. I loved it. I love this trailer. I think it's great. I think it has the perfect mix of story and gameplay. It got me super hyped. I'm very curious about how this overworld map works, and like clearly it seems like you rescue someone and then you can play as them on the overworld map or whatever, and you're fighting these like wings in the air. Yeah, it's like it looks so cool. Yeah, this is gonna be great, and I think it was a perfect trailer. I honestly don't really have any nitpicks. I think it's very well done.
It's just above and beyond. To
Yeah.
me.
You
can't draw a line between this
unnecessary.
and anything else. Even like a standard franchise, because obviously it doesn't have all of these other. Like Bayonetta is so cool. Like she dodges the first, turns into bats. That dodges the second one, reforms, and then gets hit.
It's the dream. Like, how many times as everyone watching, everyone listening, all of us, how many times do we have those conversations of like, so if Batman fought against Spider-Man, like, would Spider-Man shoot the web? It's like we're seeing those kind of dynamics. You know, I love that stuff.
Can I change mine?
Well, yeah, I'd have to do some math.
Just a 10.
Oh my goodness!
I can't think. I was trying to think of something I didn't like about this trailer, and I can't think of anything. I like it. Like a black hole is coming out of the sky. Like everything is so cool in this.
What's the end
great.
there? The blood beast at the very end?
The moon presence.
The moon presence coming out of that
moon
thing?
presence is in this game. Who knew? It's got everything. Sony, they're bridging the gap.
A 9.8 for the collective score.
Game trailers
Highest
10.
The
There it
introduction,
is.
the highest. There it is. Back in the day, there's your perfect. Congrats.
In the hands of a true assassin, the deadliest weapon isn't what you'd think.
All right, I got Huber here.
Yeah.
I got Ian, the big Smash Brothers fan.
Love
and
it.
I got Huber here, who, I mean, I'm a big Hitman fan. I love it, especially the reboot of Hitman. And this stuck out to me, not necessarily for its excellence, but, I try to talk about specific trailers, which is what I really want all of us to focus on here. I do want to talk about Sean Bean. I do want to talk about Hitman. But specifically, we are scoring the trailer. So we're not scoring the fact that they hired Sean Bean. We're not scoring how excited we are for Hitman 2. But I do want to open with the discussion about, like, wow, yeah, so Sean Bean. Yeah, interesting, fascinating.
So rad.
You were talking about it before, and, like, not to spoil everything Sean Bean has ever been in, but the man has a record for not surviving a lot of the projects that he's in. If you don't care about spoilers, somebody once did a great YouTube montage of just, like, every single time the man's been taken out. And is that a part of it, you think? Like, is it just Sean Bean because he's just
because he's an elusive
target,
right?
He's just hot fire and he's awesome,
or
you get to take him out.
Yeah.
Also, the trailer at the end, there's someone putting poison into the drink, and it's assumed that Sean Bean is drinking a poisoned drink after telling you all the ways to kill.
Someone's putting it in it.
Well,
Hitman 47's
Agent
see him
47
walk away from
is,
it.
Yeah.
So, as someone who was already going day one with this game, did not necessarily need to be sold anymore. What does this do for you? What do you think they're trying to do here, and how does this affect you? This loving Hitman and Sean Bean.
This gets me so excited, Jones, because I love Sean Bean, and like honestly, like that's it. Like
I couldn't have said it better myself. All right, there you go. Next trailer.
It's just so fun. Like this trailer captures the vibe of the game perfectly because it's really serious, but also really jokey. And like we always talk about getting that tone right. That's such a hard tone to nail, being extremely serious, but also really playful. And it just crushes it. And I love the fact that they intersperse it with actual gameplay. In between him talking. I thought it was just so fun, so awesome. And it gets me way more hyped for elusive targets than I would have been prior to this announcement.
And elusive targets were things that were in Hitman. The big thing here is that a celebrity is playing, this character.
Yeah,
and
right out of the gate, it's like, what are they going to do down the line with these elusive targets?
So many NPCs in this world, so it's going to be bizarre when you're just looking through a sniper scope and like, oh, there he is. There's Sean Bean.
He's not as himself, right? He's like some kind of like
mafioso
he plays
or
someone.
something.
Okay.
He's called like the Undying.
It'd be a little much if he was just Sean. It's just straight up Sean Bean.
He plays a character.
Okay.
So what do you think? How far up is Sean Bean on your star meter?
Oh, I like Sean Bean. We were talking about it before. I hope he's a nice guy because he seems like he'd be cool to hang out with. I don't know. I like the trailer. I like the way it's lit. I like the way it's shot. Sometimes, like in the beginning and end, the faces, obviously they're going for like that shadowy kind of thing. It might have been a little too shadowy, maybe. Like with Agent 47 walking away at the end. I would have liked, it's probably not. It's minor nitpick. Like up the lumens by like 4%, But like, like Huber said, I really enjoy how it cuts between the in-game version of that kill and the kind of real life kind of fake prop or whatever that Sean Bean has. I think it's cool. It's a cute idea for a trailer. And I like that they're not taking themselves seriously. They get the tone of the game. And that's the most important thing. Plus, it's hype just to see Sean Bean.
Totally.
Yeah.
Like, what a cool thing. It's just cool. It's just cool.
It's weird. Yeah, it's strange. It's not something you can, kind of we were talking about with Smash earlier. It's not something you can draw a comparison to, which is why I was curious to talk about it. But I can get critical.
I'd like to hear, no offense to you guys, but I wonder what Kyle thinks about this because this seems like it could be so gimmicky. Yeah. And it seems like something Kyle would be like, dude, come on, what? Like, but I don't know. They pull it off, and maybe that's just because Sean Bean's awesome, and it's a good trailer.
There is something a little funky with the angles of him looking at himself in the butcher's blade and then cutting to the wide. It seems like where he is and the butcher's blade the angles aren't correct. It seems like the eye line or something is weird between the edit.
Sure.
Also, like they're just straight Instagram colors, like the pink and the blue,
right?
Which is doesn't bother me, but some people are getting tired of it. I think.
I It's interesting when you bring celebrities in, because I think for some reason, I don't know why these two are popping to mind, but Jerry Seinfeld selling American Express and the Old Spice guy. And I get a vibe that
He was almost made famous by the Old Spice
totally,
commercials.
but those were
Terry Crews?
those were very goofy. Well, Terry Crews was in it eventually, but the original guy,
Oh, the first guy.
and I think about that because you talk about balance, Huber, and I think one of the balances that's tricky for me, and that I think really conveys when pieces of media like this work, is when I can tell it's a collaborative effort on all fronts. And the vibe I get from this is someone wrote a script and Sean Bean showed up on set and read it. And I think that's that's the gap. That's why I'm not going to go just, crazy for this trailer. This is clearly like a concept somebody else had and he came in and what am I doing now? I'm looking at the knife. Okay. Whereas you bring in someone like Seinfeld and he really brings a lot of him to that. And obviously, the man looks good in a suit. I don't know if he picked that one out, but I could watch this guy do pretty much anything. Mm-hmm. And so it doesn't mean I'm not enjoying this, but I think that's when I look at this, it just seems rehearsed, seems kind of like a bit, and it doesn't really, while it seems genuine to Hitman, I think there is a little bit of disingenuousness from the, does he like Hitman? I don't know. Sean being interested in this franchise, is this just another job for him? I think there is a little bit missing there, and this is an incredibly short trailer, so I don't want to talk about it for too long.
Right.
So I'll jump to my score, but I think an 8.2. I just think it's got a great pace to it, and keep in mind there are other pieces of media for Hitman with Sean Bean in it, but this one stuck out to me because it is separate from the introduction of the elusive targets, and they were clearly going for something here, and so I was just kind of curious, especially for you, Huber, what this did. Yeah. If obviously you can't make too many of these trailers, and there were a lot of these bits I've already seen, the pink outfit, the mascot, seen that already.
Yeah.
Some of these bits, some of these tools that he's describing, he's you got to be creative, and it's
also,
I've drowned a guy in a toilet in a Hitman game before. It's not that
he says use
crazy
your
to think
head
of.
while holding the head, and then I'm expecting a headbutt, and we get a kick.
Right, that's a bit, yeah.
Ooh.
So 8.2 for me. What do you think, Hughes?
8.5. Love the pace, love the gameplay, love Sean Bean, and I think back to elusive targets in Hitman 1, which were extremely cool, but there's just something about this that makes it feels important now because it's Sean Bean. You're not just killing a random NPC elusive target. It feels more high stakes. It feels like I've got to be there right then, minute one. So 8.5.
What I wonder too is, I think that you can you definitely have to take the beautiful thing that is human life and throw it right out the window when you play this game and just be doesn't matter, gotta end this dude's existence right now and get out. And I wonder if one of the things, maybe unintentional, but I think is fascinating about this concept is, I wonder if that kind of shakes you up a little bit when you look through and actually see. Freaked me out when I played L.A. Noire because I knew some of the actors that were in it, so I was shooting at people I knew, and so it's just weird to actually see a celebrity, especially in this gen, when just you can make this, these character models look so good. What you got?
Yeah, I voiced, I think, most of my concerns and things about this. So, the shot where he throws the pan and then it cuts to the other things shooting it. I wonder how many times some poor person had to try to capture that in the game, and if they could slow it down in the engine, or
I always wonder about the tools.
Yeah.
How easy is it?
How hard was that to get? Because the pipe looks a little twitchy, but that was probably hard to get. I don't know. That's a cool idea and hard to get.
Like I said,
gameplay.
we know a lot of the staff on Fortnite and some people in marketing, and they're yeah, we got to rehearse all that stuff.
Yeah.
If you see a jump or something, we did that. That wasn't us just programming the.
Also, it doesn't
characters.
say please pre-order. It just says the date.
Nice.
Kill the target.
Yeah.
I like that.
Oh, is he a pre-order? You got to pay
No.
for it, or
nope.
Oh, okay.
Elusive targets are free.
Oh, cool.
Yep.
Yeah, I think 8.7.
Ooh, nice.
I the things that I noticed that were off about it doesn't really screw it over for me. I like it. It's cool. It's fun, and it's short.
Yep.
So it doesn't overstay its welcome. So
the flour bag.
Yeah.
Averaging out a Huber score, which I think is appropriate because of how excited you are for this. An 8.5
Sick.
for this wonderful trailer. But don't overdo the Sean Bean. You got the announcement trailer in this. You're done. Cut it. looking forward to seeing this man and killing him in this game. Okay, wrapping up this episode with something that we're not gonna be nice to this trailer. This is not a great trailer. It's short, but sometimes I'll pick something and it's like I don't want to rag on it, or I don't like. I do like to add a comedic value sometimes to Trailer Jones, where like we are gonna talk about a trailer that's not good. You know, it's not all gonna be smash love every episode. You know, like but I don't just want to like point fingers. I want to how we can be constructive about this conversation about this trailer. Is there possibly a way that this could have been done right?
Yes.
Like, so say Ian and Huber, you cannot change the models. You cannot make that Joker look any better than he looks.
Can't make this game not look terrible.
Which is inexplicably way worse than Harley, who like kind of looks okay.
Yeah. She almost looks like the person from the movie. He just looks like a dude in a suit with some white paint on his face.
They just like stopped.
It's just
like they were modeling him and
model
gave up at like
had.
75%.
What is it called? An asset flop, where they just buy an asset on the like Unity store and just like change it slightly.
Or just some guy, some character model that they had in the game.
Not saying that's what they did, but
and you know, like honestly, if I had to juggle that one of the characters could look good and the other one looked bad, I'd probably say put more work into Harley. I think she was more of the beloved character from that film.
Jones, before we get too deep into it, I know we're judging the trailer here.
Right.
One thing comes to mind, right? They're clearly trying to branch out, get a different vibe into this game, competing with Fortnite, you know, get some crazy skins in here, something outside the box.
We're trying. It's an effort.
Yeah, it's an effort. Fortnite does all these crazy modes, right?
Yeah.
So at the very end, when they're driving off in the car, Jones, I expected the Batmobile to be behind them.
Ooh.
I expected Batman to fly in, and all of a sudden we have some limited time Batman mode. Like instead, it's a sniper, like a sniper scope,
just some guy
like aiming at them, and then ending with like the.
Yeah.
But also clearly he doesn't have the shot anymore.
Yeah.
Like they've driven too far away on a covered like weird like metal bridge. Like the shot, you had the shot. And when you take it at the end of the trailer, it's a terrible shot. So you're hitting the back bumper.
Yeah, just a lot of fanfare for poorly designed skins. The redemption here would have been like a mode around this with Batman or something. Throw in Deadshot for God's
also
sakes,
the angles of the shot at the end make no sense. The scope is looking at the car from above and
all
to
the
on the right side,
too,
and then it cuts to the gun being behind the car
on
the left
of all of the elements.
Well,
We are sneaking around some major glaring issues.
Okay, yeah. I mean, the graphics of the game are not good. The models look bad.
You can't change that. You know?
Right, you can't change that.
change what music you pick.
But right, the music is example of
Super
everything
serious,
I don't like. But what I mean about like the game, like if you know your models don't look great and the animations aren't super solid and like all this stuff, don't show the models in close-ups in slow motion. Just don't, because it's not gonna look good.
We see Harley's legs like in
like
slow
8 times. Like Joker firing, Joker walking and firing. It's like jerky. The butt of the rifle is clipping through his chest.
It's all he does. That's all they do. Like Harley kind of moves around a little bit. You see her with the bat. You never see her use it. But like, Joker, you just see him, reloading and shooting. That's kind of all they do.
Like 4 close-ups of the pudding necklace.
And for characters, Huber, that are in a world that is deadly serious and are some of the only characters that actually bring some color and life, to this very dark, dreary world, that are suddenly, just like so serious. And it's like they're just real excited that they got him, I guess. Like, why would you be serious? Why would you have a trailer with Joker in it and not hear a laugh ever?
He doesn't
even
laugh.
If it's not
he
even
doesn't
in the game.
smile, Jones.
Yeah.
Joker's not smiling once
because they don't have that technology.
So what do you do? So what do you what like
make it funny?
Yeah.
Make it fun. Make it light.
Fun.
Like you're to be like super hyperbolically overdramatic. Like this game isn't Fortnite. Fortnite has a colorful, goofy kind of world where it, like you said on the podcast recently, like football jerseys in that game don't break the reality. It's fine because that sort of reality meshes in with the reality they've created. Whereas here, it's more serious. I mean, their trailers have been kind of jokey. They always end with the pan hitting someone in the head. You know, like they don't take themselves overly seriously, but like it's a more serious world. And to have these things that come in and just kind of shatter the reality of this game.
It is pretty
Why not?
world-shattering,
Why
dude.
not
It's
lean
Harley
into
and
it?
Joker.
Yeah,
Where's
well,
Batman?
Well, the
also,
other-
just like it's a weird thing. It's a weird thing, just meta world thing wise, because the movie was not critically well received. Was not really publicly that well received.
Ton of
PUBG made a ton of money. PUBG made a ton of money and is now being overshadowed by other things in its field. And so it feels kind of like the reaction I have to this trailer, and maybe it's just me, is pity. Like I feel kind of like sad after
Because
this trailer, where I'm like, two failed or fading enterprises have come together to fade together. And that sounds harsh, but
I apologize to compare it to Fortnite and always bring up Fortnite when we talk about PUBG, but I can't help it. You know, they're direct competition.
It's marketing, baby. We have to.
Because
this move is clearly
because
reaction to Thanos.
You have to compare this to the Thanos event.
Right.
And that is how you do it. You have an entire mode centered around this. Like,
But the funny thing is Thanos is actually extremely serious. And then I was really nervous, like he's coming into Fortnite, like, oh no, how is this gonna play? And like they still managed to keep his like not necessarily seriousness, but like
his power.
His power. He's scary.
He was scary.
You see him bolting across the
was
field.
freaky.
That character model turns in your direction. You're like, oh, it's over.
and that voice.
And so they still maintained kind of this sense of like, you know, a presence. Like he didn't. I didn't think less of Thanos. I wasn't like, well, now I'm not into Infinity War. And yet here are these like funny characters that are being extremely serious, and it's just like it seems completely backwards. And one of the other things that frustrates me as a Batman fan is like the trailer starts out, I'm like, oh, they're breaking out of jail. Okay, I get it. You know, like they're in Arkham and they're breaking out. But it's like, can you imagine like some Joker plot where he just grabs a machine gun and just starts shooting people? You know, like, so I wonder if you could have had. Because and they drive off in the end, but you're like, yeah, two people can't take that chicken dinner. Who's gonna, you know, like one of them is gonna have to end up killing the other.
Oh, there's duos, right?
And okay, sorry, but like again, that's not established. Like we don't see other duos like playing against them. What I think would potentially maybe be interesting is if you could see other chaos happening in the world, which is kind of what Joker is known to do, to kind of set the stage and just watch everything burn. That like you see all of these other people fighting each other, and Joker's kind of in the background, like ha ha ha, like watching all of this happen. You know, and not necessarily like they really. And it might seem like you have new characters, doesn't matter what franchise they're from, you got to put them right in the middle of everything. And I think it would have been more fun to see a typical PUBG trailer and kind of tease maybe what they look like, and so you save that disappointment for the very end, to where you're like, oh, you're already excited about them being in it before you go, wait, whoa, Joker looks super weird, and not just, you know, put the microscope on them the entire time and have them do so little.
I'm trying to think, because like he looks nothing like the Joker, and maybe it's just
doing the exact same animation when they walk towards the car, like in sync.
But also just like there's no title at the end of this. It's just PUBG at cross Suicide Squad. So maybe this is just, hey, we've got some Suicide Squad skins in our game.
Right.
And that's it. And like you can put the face paint on your male character. You can put the Harley clothes on your female character.
I think that's what it is.
That's probably what it is. And
but still.
This trailer does a bad job of selling that because it just makes it look like weird econo Joker and Harley, and it doesn't establish that it's just this clothing that you can get. Like thinking of it just as a skin, I'm like, okay, it's a skin trailer. I'm not mad about it.
Right. Yeah.
Like, you know, but the way they presented it is these are these characters and we got them in our game and blah.
Yeah. The trailer itself
And I mean, Suicide Squad, not really a movie with a lot of levity in it. It's not really a funny movie.
Right.
And whether it wanted to be or not, it's not. And I'm trying to think, like, who is this for? Who wants this? Who is excited about this? Right. And I mean, there are people who like the movie, and that's totally fine. The movie had like cool colors.
Well,
And
and
it is
Harley.
setting
Harley was
up-
one of my
Harley
big
is
takeaways
cool.
from this. I thought Margot
She
Robbie
was
did a
cool,
great
yeah.
job, but
Like,
And it's
would have loved for her to
yeah.
maybe like take him out at the end, even.
I would have loved.
Yeah.
Like, how cool would that have been?
Loved that.
like
yeah.
in slow motion,
Yeah.
she just like swings the bat at
He's
him.
like, haha, we made it
Yeah,
out. and you see the
instead
bat.
of random
Instead of
cop
random dude.
sniper on the
all right,
cliff.
all right,
dude.
all right.
Like, what?
It's a 3. I'm giving it a 3. What else do we have? What do we
A
got?
3 sounds fair. I'm also giving it a 3.
Okay.
I'll give it
Yeah.
a 3.
Oh well, there we go.
3s.
We're taking about as much time thinking about the score of this game as they did in creating this trailer. That is another episode of Trailer Jones. I want to thank very much Mr. Ian Hank and Mr. Michael Huber for joining me again. Totally skipped doing a Trailer Jones in October, so you can expect another episode probably at the very end of November. I will have 2 other weirdos sitting with me and doing this very weird thing, which is scoring trailers and analyzing specifically the trailer production themselves, which is super nice to have you because you do the videos, and you do the editing
I mean,
and stuff.
yeah.
So I like to
We
know.
didn't talk too much about the
Talking
editing.
about
What did you
the-
say about Sean
Talking
Bean?
about
You
the
said
butcher's
something.
blade.
You said something about the lights. They
The
should have bumped
reverse
something
cut.
up.
Oh, well, that lighting, like light intensity is measured in lumens.
Yeah.
But I mean,
No
with
one's
a
ever dropped
camera-
lumens on
yeah,
Trailer
yeah,
Jones before,
With a
so I
camera,
really
you could
appreciate
like
that.
f-stop up. It was well exposed, just like not lit enough. But I mean, obviously that was intentional. So
Yeah.
it's like I'm not holding it against them. Yeah. This like just the shot variety and
It's over. We're done.
Sorry, I thought I saw
This trailer
someone.
doesn't exist anymore.
I
We're
thought I
past
saw
it.
someone with a black mask.
No.
Okay.
No,
You
no,
didn't.
no.
Sorry.
Thank you for talking. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next one.